Okay, APCSA students, we're winding things down. We're in the last week before the school year is done and summer starts. Yoo-hoo! And I wanted to give a last video about RandomWrite. So just to kind of fill in some missing pieces. Students have been asking me some questions coming in during tutorial or are sending me some emails. So I wanted to fill in some holes maybe that are in the description. So you want to make sure that you are, as you're picking up the lines from each of the lines from any text file, that you're adding a space and then new line, space and then new line. So for example, if you take a look at the Gettysburg Address, remember you're going to save everything into a single text file. So you'll pick up this line and then a space and then the next line. And then you save that, you tack that onto the string, and then a space, and then the next line, and then the space, and then the next line, and then the space, and the next line. And then when you get to the very last line, you want to make sure that you wrap around to the front. So you want to pick up this last line, and then you want to pick up some characters, and the number of characters that you want to tack on to the very end from the beginning actually has something to do with how long your key is. But you're definitely going to want to pick this up, a space, and then you're going to want to tack on at least some of the characters, and it could be the whole first line, but from that first line. So make sure that you do that. Some students were asking, how do you make a key, and then the key is going to be matching with an array list of string set of values, and the array list of string, remember those strings are going to be just a single character long. And so let me just maybe give you an example. So what we're doing here is, let's say our phrase is the best and the brightest are the best, brightest are the birds and bread and brim. Okay, so let's say that's my phrase, and let's say our key that we're trying to pick up is of length 2. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at this th, right? And because that's the first pair, that's the first key of length 2. So th would be the key, and that would match up with an e, and there's only going to be one string in your array list to start out with. And then you move on to the next pair. It's he, and so he is going to be the key, and that's going to go along with a space, right? And you can't really see that here, but that's the next thing. And then the next pair is going to be e space, and that matches up with a b. And then the next pair is going to be space B. And that's going to go with the E because that's what follows it. So you're starting out by creating the key and the array list of string, but the array list of string is just going to have one character, one element in the array list of string. And things get a little more interesting when you get to repeats. So if we're looking at BR the first time, so I'll use kind of ... to indicate that there are others. And then eventually you're going to get to the BR, and the BR is going to be followed by an I. So that'll match up. But then eventually you'll get to another BR here, and that's followed by an E. So you would need to add to your array list of string, the key value pair is going to be BR for the key, and the array list of string is going to be the I and the E. And then there's another BR, and well, that I is already there, so you don't add it. But let me say, and brazen. Let's just say. Okay, so when you get to this last BR, then you're going to add an A. And so you're going to have this list, and again, if you get repeats of the key, you're going to have to look and see if the key array list of string pair is already there, and you might need to add to it, or you might keep it as it is if there are repeats. And then once you do that, so you'll have your hash map, right, of all keys and then your values, and then you're going to pull from this. You're going to choose a key at random. So let's say the key at random you choose is a BR, and then you're either going to print the I, the E, or the A. So again, BR is your initial key, so the first thing you're going to print is one of these at random, so you'll print out an E. Okay, and then you slide things over, and so the new key is RE, right? The old last character with the new character. And then I didn't list it here in the list, but there's going to be an RE key. Let's see, where is it? RE could go to A. Okay, and then so the new key is going to be EA because we use the old end of the key and then the new letter. And then EA, are there any other EAs? I don't see any other EAs, so that would have to go to D. And then the new key now is AD. And is there any other AD? Unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck here because this is a short one. But AD, well, that will have to be followed by a space. And then the new key is D space. And is there any D space? Only one I see here is that one. Okay, so D space has to be followed by an A. And so my new key is going to be, I move from space to that new value, so that's space A. And now with space A, okay, we do get some variation. So there's space AN in the ands, and there's also space AR. So let's say the next thing that's going to be printed is an R. That's possible. And you just keep going, right? So you just choose, you're going to get your new key as you're building this, and you take one of the values from the array list of string and you print it and you keep going. And that's the idea. I also want to mention in the calendar, RandomWrite is due at the end of the day on Wednesday, and then I will have a survey, an end of year survey up at the end of the week, and I'm hoping that won't take you long to do. It's not something that I'm going to grade, it's just something that I'm hoping that you'll help me out with, just an end of course evaluation. And that's it. So I wish you luck getting that last assignment in. You can come and visit me during tutorial. You can send me an email if you get stuck. But good luck in finishing up the year in my class and in all your classes.